Namaste. So today's a rainy day. I was just about to teach a few moments ago. The heavens opened, so I thought, why not create a little video for rainy day yoga for all my beautiful tribe. So it's going to be quite a strong practice today. We're going to be working a lot onto the shoulders, so be very mindful if you do have shoulder injuries not to over pressurize them. You're going to need a strap. If you don't have a strap, a tie, a dressing gown belt, an old scarf, anything like that is going to be absolutely fine. And just have that to hand next to your mat. We're going to start in Shavasana. So making your way gently down onto your mat to start. I do have Ben in the room, so it all could go completely wrong. Okay, so laying down on your backs, taking your feet nice and wide apart. Take the arms away from the body. Just gently roll the shoulder blades under a little bit to open up through the chest. Tuck in the chin in a little bit to lengthen the whole of the spine. And just take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just sigh the breath out. And just see if you can let go of any tightness or tension that you might be holding in the body. Allow the eyes to softly close, relaxing the eyelids and the eyebrows. Gently smoothing out all of the muscles of your forehead. Allowing the shoulder blades to melt down into the mat. And feel the connection of the whole of your spine. As you just gently allow it to relax into the mat. Soften the hips, the knees and the ankles. And just see if you can relax your feet and your toes just a little bit more. And once again, soften the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, and release any tension in the hands. We subconsciously hold a lot of tension in our hands. So just see if you can just let them go. Lovely. Just bringing awareness to your breath, just noticing the flow of breath in through the nose. Notice the flow of breath out through the nose. Just bringing your full attention to your breath just for a few moments. Really starting to connect the body and the mind together. Bringing your awareness internally. And then see if you can deepen the breath. So as you breathe in right the way down to the lower abdomen. Fill up the ribs and then all the way up to the collarbones. And as you exhale, just allow the breath to softly float out, trying to make the exhalation longer than the inhalation. So deep breath in. Lovely long exhalation. Lovely. One more time. Work in your own comfortable rhythm of breathing. Deeper breath in. And exhale. On your next inhalation, bring the legs together, stretch the arms up and overhead. Maybe interlock the fingers and press the palms of the hands away. Flex the feet a little bit here, hug the tummy and press the back into the ground. And lengthen out through the sides of your body, the front and the back of the body. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, release that stretch. Bring the arms softly by the side of the body. And bring the right knee into the chest, followed by the left. Just give yourself a little rock from side to side. And then we'll circle around to the right, massaging into the lower spine. Gently change the direction, just circling the knees around to the left. Lovely, hug those knees in really tightly towards your chest. So interlock your hands around the shins. Flex your feet and really suck the tummy in towards the spine. Keep the shoulders relaxed, but keep those thighs pressing towards your chest. Gently tuck the chin in towards the chest. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your head up towards your knees, curling yourself into a little tiny ball, shoulders relaxed. And as you exhale, gently lower the head down. And then place the left foot on the ground, keep the right knee in towards you. Grab hold of your strap or your belt, your tie, whatever you've got here, and place it under the ball of your right foot. You've got two choices here. With the left leg, you can keep the leg bent, or if you'd like to work a little deeper into your stretch, extend the leg out along the mat. If you have your leg extended, the left leg extended, make sure it's active and you've got a nice flex into the foot. Okay, hold on to your strap with your right hand, bring your left hand onto your left hip. We're going to extend the right leg all the way up to the ceiling, lengthening out until the leg is completely straight. Now for some of you, your leg might be further out. It all depends on the flexibility of both your hamstrings and into the glutes and the lower back. So just find the edge of your stretch here. At that point we think, oh, can't go anymore. Just find the edge of your stretch. Really keep a nice flex in that foot and keep the left leg nice and active if you've extended it along the mat. Lovely, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just see if you can bring that leg slightly closer towards you. If any tension starts to form in the body, if there's any form of shaking, just ease out of the pose slightly and just maybe come back in when the muscle has warmed and lengthened slightly. Lovely. One more deep breath in, keep that left leg active as well as the right. This time as you exhale, take the right leg out to the side, opening up into the hip, but keep the left hip pressing into the mat. So you've got a beautiful stretch here into your left inner thigh, into the groin. Keep both shoulders on the ground, keep both hips and sit bones on the ground. Lovely, and again, use your breath. Just allow the body to soften, just finding the stretch into your right leg. Lovely. On the next inhalation, squeeze the tummy in towards the spine to protect the lower back. Bring the leg back to center and then swap the hands over. So hold on this time with your left hand. Extend the right arm out to the side. And again, make sure your right leg is nice and straight. The left leg is active if you have it straight. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, let's take the the right leg over to the left. Coming into that spinal twist, but also stretching into the hamstrings, the IT band, deeply into the glutes and the lower back. You might like to turn to face your right hand to really stretch out, twisting out the whole of the spine. And we'll stay here for 2 more breaths. So take a deep breath in here. Make sure you're opening up through the right shoulder, pressing the right shoulder into the ground. Lovely long exhalation. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale. And on the next inhalation, squeezing that tummy towards the spine, bring the leg back to center. Lovely, just find the edge of your hamstring stretch again. Suck the tummy in. On a big inhalation, rise the left leg up to meet the right. And we'll unhook the strap and place it on the left leg. Okay, so either lower the toes down to the ground and have your knee up towards the ceiling, or extend the right leg out along the mat as we did on the other side. Just bring your left hand your right hand, I've got my lefts and rights wrong today, right hand onto your right hip, just pressing down, keeping the hip in contact with the ground. Flex your foot and find the edge of your stretch into your hamstrings and into your glutes. Keep both feet flexed and especially make notice to keep the right foot nice and active. So pressing the back of the thigh and the calf into the ground. Stretching into the back of the left leg. Just see if you can bring that leg slightly closer forward. Lovely. Take a deep breath in. Engage the tummy muscles here. As you exhale, allow the left leg to come out to the left side of the body, opening up into the hip, the inner groin, the inner thigh. Just coming to wherever's comfortable for you. Keep that right leg nice and strong and active. Keep the right hip on the ground. Lovely. Breathing deeply. Long exhalations. Release any tension in the rest of the body. Deep breath in. Lovely long exhalation. On the next inhalation, hug the tummy in nice and tightly. Bring the leg back to center. And this time hold the strap with the right hand and extend the left arm out to the side into that lovely big T shape. Keep both legs strong and active, breathing deeply. As you exhale, take the left leg over to the right. Wherever's comfortable for you. Trying to keep the left shoulder connected with the ground. And just bringing your foot to wherever feels comfortable. If the foot does reach the ground, you can actually just rise the leg up slightly, bringing it slightly forward further to your forehead to increase the stretch there. Maybe turning to look at your left hand if that feels nice. Lovely. Just enjoy this stretch for one more breath. On your next inhalation, hug that tummy in really tightly. Bring the leg back to center. Unhook the strap and place it away from you. And just gently hug both knees in towards the chest. Okay, place the hands underneath the back of the thighs. As you inhale, take the legs over your head. Rocking up to a seated position, trying to keep the toes lifted. Floating from the ground. Lift your chest, take the shoulders up, back and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together gently. And then see whether you can lift the legs, the shins so they're parallel to the ground. You can keep holding on here if you need the support. Really hug the tummy and really lift the chest and keep that spine nice and tall. If you'd like to, you can take the arms away, bringing them parallel to the ground like your shins. Lifting the chest, spread the fingers nice and wide. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay here for 2 more breaths if you can. Squeeze the legs together. Embrace any shaking that's happening in the body. And as you exhale, gently lower down. Cross the legs in front of you. Let's just do a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing, preparing for the rest of our practice. So if you want to rise your hips up on a cushion or a block, you can do. And let's just start by rolling the shoulders up, back and down, creating space into the neck. Keep the spine nice and tall. Keep the sternum, your heart space, just gently lifted, and engagement of the core muscles to keep that spine nice and tall. Bring your left hand into Chin Mudra. The right hand comes into Vishnu Mudra. And we'll softly close our eyes. And bringing our awareness to the space between our eyebrows, our Ajna chakra. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Last time, inhale deeply. This time as you exhale, bring your hands up towards your nose. And when you've finished exhaling, close off the right nostril and inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils. Retain the breath, sitting up nice and tall. Open the right nostril, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4, retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, retain. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last round, inhale left, 2, 3, 4, retain. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower the right hand down to the knee in Chin Mudra. Keep the spine tall, keep the eyes closed. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Last time, inhale. And as you exhale, gently flicker open the eyes. Just be aware of how you're feeling. And then transition over to your tabletop position, stacking the hands underneath your shoulders, the knees underneath your hips. Press the tops of the feet into the ground, spread the fingers nice and wide, and really press down through your fingertips and the knuckles into the thumb as well. Lovely. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, roll the tailbone under, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, tilt the tailbone, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, roll under. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhalation, come to a neutral spine. Keep the spine nice and long, press away from the ground. Press into the tops of your feet and lift your knees 1 inch from the ground, coming into a little hover. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep those tummy muscles hugging in towards the spine. Keep pressing away from the ground, pressing your fingertips into the ground. Keep that length in the spine. Taking the gaze down just between your hands. Lovely. Take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, lower the knees to the ground, sink the hips to the heels and come into a little child's pose. Just releasing off those wrists. You might like to give them a little shake or a little twirl one way and then the other. And then as you inhale, roll up through the spine, bringing yourself back to the tabletop position. Extend the right leg out behind you, parallel to the floor. Foot is flexed and imagine you're trying to press your little toe or point your little toe down to the ground. Hug that tummy in, lift the chest away from the ground, float the left arm ahead of you. Breathe here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Keep that tummy engaged. Exhale, lower the left hand, bring the right knee in and we'll swap to the other side. Left leg comes out, parallel to the floor. Make sure your weight isn't tilting over to the right, you're keeping yourself nice and central. Float the right arm ahead of you. Suck that tummy in, flex the foot to engage the glutes. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more time, deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the right hand to the ground, bring the left knee in, tuck the toes under, bring your weight backwards slightly, keep the knees bent, and lift the hips all the way up to the ceiling, pressing the heels down to the floor, coming into your first downward dog. I don't know if you can see Ben, he's absolutely sprawled out behind me. Just lift one heel and then the other. Just lengthening out through the back of the legs a few times. And then when you feel ready, press both heels down to the ground. Sink the chest down towards your knees. Gaze goes towards your knees. Suck the tummy in. Keep the shoulders wide and glide the shoulder blades down the back. Lovely. On your next inhalation, we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, trying to keep the legs straight. Don't worry if you can't. You might like to come up onto the fingertips. You might feel like the Tin Man. Doesn't matter. Just play with your body here. Take the crown of the head down to the ground. Suck the tummy in. Sink the chest down. And then, if you can, reach your big toes. Hold onto your big toes with the first two fingers and the thumb. Give your big toes a nice little squeeze. Press the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Bring your weight ever so slightly forwards. And allow the crown of the head to go down towards the ground and your gaze towards your knees. Bend in the elbows, taking yourself slightly deeper into your forward fold. Lengthening through the back of those legs and breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Gently release your hands. Soften the knees and inhale, float all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Okay, let's just come into Tadasana for a few breaths. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. You can keep your hands in prayer if that feels nice today, or bring the arms down by the side. Just remember to lift up through the front of the body and ground down through the back of the body. Take a nice deep breath in. Let's prepare for our Surya Namaskar, our sun salutations. Lovely long exhalation. What are you up to over there? Deep breath in. Lovely long exhalation. Lovely. One more time. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release the arms down by the side and let's begin. Inhale, exhale, hands come to prayer in front of your heart. Inhale, rising up, lifting out of the spine. Bring the weight into the heels and gently arch back. Trying to take the gaze behind you. As you exhale, fold all the way into your forward fold. Bring your fingertips in line with the toes and release the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. Step the right foot all the way back along the mat. Drop the back knee. Lift the chest and look up. Lovely. Plant the hands on the floor. Tuck the back toes under. Step the left foot back into plank pose. Press the heels of your feet away. Really claw the mat with your fingers, lifting your body away from the ground and sucking that tummy in towards the spine. Lower down, knees, hug the elbows into the side, chest and chin. Lower onto your tummy and rise into cobra. Lovely. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, come into your downward dog. Deep breath in. Oh no. Here comes the master of downward dog. You're right there, Ben. Oh dear. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step the right foot to the front of the mat. Drop the back knee, lift the chest and look up. Step the left foot forward into forward fold. And inhale, rise, gently arching back, saluting the sun. Exhale, softly release. Left side, inhale, exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, rise, gently arching back. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the left, drop the knee, lift the chest and look up. Step back with the right, into plank. Lower down, knees, chest and chin, hug those elbows into the side. Roll onto the tummy. And rise up into cobra. Keep the neck long, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Press the pelvis into the ground. Hug those elbows into the side. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips. Coming into your downward dog. Take 2 deep breaths in here. And on your next inhalation, step the left foot to the front of the mat. Drop the back knee, lift the chest and look up. Really sink that hip down and make sure the left knee is stacked over the ankle. Inhale, step the right foot to the front of the mat into your forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arching back. Exhale, release. Lovely, let's do one more round of sun salutations. Inhale, exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back, drop the knee and look up. Step the left foot back into plank. Hold your plank. You're right there, Ben. And lower down, knees, chest and chin. Roll into cobra. This is really awkward with a dog on your mat. Lovely. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, come into your downward dog. You're right, Ben. You're not doing downward dog today. No, too tight. On a big inhalation, step the right foot to the front of the mat. Drop the back knee, lift the chest and look up. And then step the left foot forward into forward fold. Inhale, rising up, saluting the sun. Exhale, release. Left side. I've just got to step forward to get out of old Mister's way there. Inhale, exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back, drop the knee, lift the chest and look up. He must be camera shy. He's just gone out of the camera and done a beautiful downward dog. Step back into plank. Pressing the heels away, lifting the tummy up, lifting the body away from the ground. Lower down, knees, chest and chin. Roll onto the tummy and up into cobra. Your cobra can be really small without putting much weight into the hands. Or you can put a little bit of weight and come up a little bit higher, whatever feels nice for you. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips into your downward dog. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, step the left foot to the front of the mat. Drop the back knee, lift the chest and look up. Step the right foot forward into forward fold. Hang down here for a moment. And then inhale, rise all the way up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Close the eyes for a moment, bring the hands into prayer, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Hug the tummy in, lengthen the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time as we exhale, open the eyes. Okay, let's grab our straps. Let's work through the shoulders a little bit today. Okay, so take your hands down, wider than your hips apart. Feet are about hip distance apart as well. Roll the shoulders up, back and down to start and find the opening into your chest. On an inhalation, rise the arms up and overhead. Now stay here for a moment and just notice if you might need to extend your strap slightly further apart. We're going to take the arms all the way behind. So you might need to just open up the space a little bit as we bring the arms behind. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, open up through the chest. Very slowly bringing the hands all the way down. Lovely, let's do that again. Inhale, rising the arms up. And exhale, bring them down the front. Be really mindful of your shoulders here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release them behind. So it's a really nice opener for the whole of the shoulder girdle here. If it feels really easy, you can walk the hands slightly closer together to give that a little bit more tension as you go backwards. Inhale, rising up. Keep the engagement of the core muscles, keep the length in your tailbone. Beautiful. We're going to do this one more time. So inhale up, exhale round to the back, and then inhale up, and exhale round to the front. Just dropping your strap down to the ground. Going to come into a little balance. Okay, now always when you come into a balance, if you need to, bring yourself closer to a wall or a chair so you can just have something to hold on to if you need to. A lot of the time, sometimes when we balance, it's actually a fear of falling or fear of wobbling. So just to have something there that you think, oh, that's okay, I can hold on to that if I need to. It calms the body, it calms the mind down, it calms the body down. And also, just be aware, sometimes when we practice balancing poses, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I've no idea what's going to happen with me today, but let's give it a go. Okay, stand with your feet just softly about hip distance apart. Hands come onto the hips. We're going to shift the weight into our left foot, but without sagging the thigh to the side. So we're going to keep ourselves nice and tall. Come up onto the toes of the right foot and bring the right knee all the way in towards the chest. We're going to reach down to hold on to the big toe and extend the leg all the way out in front. Don't worry if you can't get your leg straight, you can keep the knee bent here. Fix your gaze on a little point in front of you that doesn't move. Take the left arm out to the side. From here, see if you can gently take the right leg out to the right. Breathing. Maybe straighten that leg a little bit more. Bring it back to center. Bend the knee back into the chest, release the toe, and gently lower down. Okay, let's do the same on the right side. Shift the weight into the right foot. Have that really good connection of the right foot first. Still keep yourself nice and tall, tummy hugged in. Come up onto your left toes, and then rise the left foot, left knee into the chest. Lovely. Reach down, hold onto your left toe with your left hand. Lift the chest, open the shoulders up. Extend the leg out in front of you just as much as you can. Breathing in, breathing out. Extend the right arm out to the side. And then see whether you can take the left leg out to the side. Straightening that leg a little bit more if you can. Bring it back to center. Bend the knee and release down. It takes a little bit of practice, that one. Circle the hips around one way. Circle the hips around the other way. Okay. Come to the front of your mat. Bring the hands to prayer in front of your heart. Take a nice deep breath in. Come up onto your toes. Keeping the heels lifted as you exhale, lower all the way down into a low squat. Really slow, controlled movements. Bring the hands onto the mat in front of you and then walk the feet backwards into a downward dog. And we'll take 2 deep breaths into our downward dog. One more breath in. Lovely long exhalation. And then lower the knees to the ground. We're going to come onto our forearms and hold on to the opposite elbow. Now we want to keep the elbows in the position that we've just made there, where we hold on to each one. Bring the arms out in front of you and interlock the fingers without changing the position of the elbow. Now you'll see here my shoulders are sinking down. I want you to focus on pressing away from the ground and lifting the shoulders. Now, if that feels really alien to you, just practice that a few times. Allow the shoulders to sink down, keeping the tummy engaged. Press the shoulders up and away from the ground. And just do that a few times to feel that extension and contraction of the shoulder girdle. Now, this might be enough for some of you. Really press away from the ground here. If you feel confident to, tuck the toes under and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And again, focus on pressing those shoulders away from the ground here. Keep the tummy engaged. Keep the spine long. Now take your forehead and try and place it on the ground between your hands. As you inhale, lift the head and try and touch the chin onto your thumbs. Float back, forehead to the ground in between your elbows. Inhale, bring your chin to your thumbs. And see if you can just float backwards and forwards here, keeping those shoulders lifted and away from the ground, building lovely strength into the shoulders. And we're going to try and do 8 of those. We've got 3 more. 2 more. Keep that tummy hugged in. Lovely. Last one. And lower the knees to the ground. Rest back in child's pose for a moment. The heart rate would have risen from that. You might feel slightly out of breath, so take a moment to allow the heart rate and the breathing to come back to its natural rhythm. Deep breaths in, deep breath out. Lovely. Give those fingers a little wiggle, give the wrists a little circle. I'm going to come down onto the forearms again, this time stacking the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. So you can just make sure they're up directly under by holding onto the opposite elbow. Hands come out parallel in front of you with the fingers spread wide apart and pressing into the ground. And again, make sure your chest is lifting away, so you're lifting those shoulders from the ground. Walk the feet backwards slightly, so the knees backwards slightly. Tuck the toes under. We're coming into a forearm plank. Keep the engagement of the shoulders. Keep the spine nice and long. So it's quite a nice one to practice in front of a mirror, just to make sure you've got the right length through the spine. Oh, it's a tough one. I'm getting out of breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep those shoulders lifted, pressing away from the ground. And then gently, gently lower down to the ground. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, forehead to the ground. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, hug the elbows into the side. Create that space and length in the neck. On a big inhalation, we're going to rise the arms and the legs and extend them out to all 4 corners of the mat, so making yourself into a little star shape. Take the gaze softly forward, but don't crunch through the back of the neck. As you exhale, bend the elbows, hugging them into the side. Bring the legs together and take your gaze down to your mat. Inhale, extend the arms and legs to all 4 corners. And as you exhale, lower back down to your starting position. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And let's prepare for round 2. Inhale, lift the arms and legs, extend them out to all 4 corners, look ahead. Exhale, elbows come to the side, forehead down, looking down, not on the ground, bring the legs together. Inhale, extend to 4 corners. And exhale, lower to your starting position. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Round 3, inhale, lift the arms and legs, all 4 corners. Exhale, hug the elbows in, straighten the legs, take your gaze down. Inhale, 4 corners. And exhale, gently soften. Bring the heels and the feet together here. Make sure that the elbows are underneath the shoulder joints. Hug the elbows into the side and roll the shoulders up, back and down. So you're hugging the shoulder blades together and creating that length in the neck. On an inhalation, lift the head, lift the chest, press into the hands. Keep those elbows hugged in and take the gaze softly upwards, pressing the pelvis into the ground, pressing the tops of feet into the ground and the thighs. So Benny just growled in his sleep. Deep breath in. As you exhale, gently, gently lower all the way down. Press up into your child's pose. Take a wide leg child's pose if you want to, taking the knees the width of the mat, big toes together. Sink the hips to the heels and walk the hands out in front. Lower the chest and then the forehead to the ground. Press into the hands a little bit and see if you can get those hips a little bit closer to the heels. And then relax the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists and the hands. Nice deep breaths in. Nice deep breaths out. I hope you can hear me. Oh dear. On an inhalation, float back to your tabletop position. And we're going to transition all the way down into Shavasana for your final relaxation. So I don't know about you, it's a hot, sweaty, humid day here today in Essex. We've got thunderstorms all the way around. So I'm not going to need a blanket, but if it is a cooler day where you are, you might like to just grab a blanket, place it over you, or some socks to keep yourself from getting cold. And gently lay yourself down on the mat, taking Shavasana, taking the feet nice and wide apart, little toes out to the side, palms facing upwards, relaxing the fingers. Gently tuck the chin into the chest, roll the shoulder blades under a little bit. And then allow a feeling of relaxation to travel down from the crown of your head, all the way down the muscles of your face, into your neck, your throat, the top of the shoulders, the front and the back of the shoulders where we worked really hard today. Allow that relaxation to travel down the arms into the fingertips, releasing any tension from the hands. And allow that feeling just to travel down through the torso, into the hips, into the abdomen. Just allow everything to soften. And finally, let that feeling just travel down your legs, down to the knees, down to the ankles, through the feet to the toes. And allow your body just to surrender down into Shavasana, feeling your whole body supported by the ground. Maybe a sense of heaviness as you exhale. Maybe a sense of lightness as you inhale. So throughout our practice today, we built up lots of lovely good prana in our practice. And we're just allowing it to flow all the way through to the cellular level of our bodies now. And when we take this time to relax completely, we'll bring our body into homeostasis, where the body can send all the signals to find out what needs healing, and we'll allow the body to self-heal. So Shavasana may feel like a pose that you don't feel like you're doing anything, but there's so much going on. So do allow yourself to relax and surrender into this pose. And let's remain in stillness and quietness for the next 30 seconds. Please take a slightly deeper breath in. Bring awareness back to your body resting on the mat. Invite a little movement to your fingers and your toes. Maybe start to move your hands and your feet. Just gently reawakening the body. And then however feels nice for you, have a lovely big stretch. Just enjoy stretching the body out. Feel a nice big yawn if you want to. And then hug one knee in and then the other. Give yourself a little hug. Roll softly onto the right hand side of your body, pushing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And just remaining with the eyes closed for a moment. Lift the spine up nice and tall, relaxing all the muscles in your face. And take a moment to have gratitude for your body that allowed you to practice yoga today. Take a moment of gratitude for your mind for bringing you to your yoga practice today. We'll take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, send that gratitude out into the universe. Lovely. Bring your hands to prayer. Allow the thumbs to gently touch your forehead. May your thoughts be kind. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May your words be kind. Bring your thumbs to your heart space. May you have love and kindness in your heart. Om Shanti. Namaste. So thank you for joining me for my impromptu rainy day yoga session. Ben, come here. I'm going to see if the dog will say hello before I say goodbye. Benny, come here. Come here. Here he is, my lovely Ben. Just in case you wondered who on earth that was in the back of the practice there. He's got a mean downward dog on him. Okay,